All right. So coming up next, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Peaches, running Toejam and Earl. So while they're getting set up here, we'll do a couple donations. We have $5 from the Animals 87. Says, hey SGDQ, the Animals here. We really love what you're doing and fully support your efforts. Please save the frames and leave us behind. We're happy and ready to die for such a noble cause. Besides, we were stupid enough to get locked in here anyways. Keep up the good work. We have $50 from Zebrin. Says, video game logic makes perfect sense. Wild turkey is the best turkey. Save the animals for later. We have $50 from Anonymous. It says, been a really great show so far. Happy to see 100K on the first day. Make sure you kill the animals because that's what Sonic does when he's got to go fast. We have $50 from Jeff87. It says, looking forward to the Toejam and Earl run, my very favorite Sega game. Turn up that soundtrack. We have $50 from Elliot X. So they just started a new job that is work from home. Instead of doing my job, I'm watching this. Bad timing on my part.
Are we good? Whoa, okay. All right, so you're the one who starts the time? Okay. Okay. All right. All right, we'll start on go, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, I'm Peaches, and this is Toejam and Earl. I'm doing an any percent speedrun. You guys got a little taste of the lore at the start, I guess. Plays the storyline at the beginning of the game. This game is about 2 aliens who are flying around in space, and normally Toejam, he's the red one with 3 legs. He normally flies, but he lets his partner Big Earl drive. And Big Earl flies into an asteroid, and they crash land on Earth. And they have to find all of the pieces of their ship so that they can fly back home to their home planet of Funkatron. And this game plays like a roguelike. You have to go around the levels and pick up presents, which when you open them up, they can give you certain power-ups. And some of them are good and some of them are bad. And normally, this game is randomized, but this is kind of like a set seed, just because there's so much that can go wrong. I guess it's more preferable for a marathon setting to play it on the fixed mode. So what I want to do is I want to go through all of the levels and find the ship pieces if they're on there, if they're on the floor that I'm on, and then find the elevator to exit. And I want to use the presence power-ups to help me out on my path. And the power-up that I'm using right now is the super high tops. And those, you start with 4 of those, no matter what. And they're already identified. All the presents that I'm picking up have question marks next to their names unless I use them. And in the random mode, all of the presents are totally different. You don't know what you're picking up. And in the fixed mode, I know what presents I'm picking up, but they still look a little bit different. Like even the sprites change from game to game. But otherwise, pretty much everything is fixed in the fixed mode. The maps are fixed. The ship piece and elevator locations are fixed. The only things that are random are the enemies are kind of semi-random. They spawn out of pools. They spawn out of pools where, like on this level, there will be hula girls or hamsters. That's about it. And most of the enemies in this game are bad, but there's actually a couple Earthlings that are neutral. And you can pay them money to do cool stuff for you, but I'm not going to be using any of them in the run.
So what do? They're like the map, the Earthlings you pay?
Oh, so there's one that you can pay a single $1 to heal you up. There's one that you can pay $2 to identify an item for you, and there's one that you can pay $3 to kill everyone who's on the screen. And I shouldn't need to get healed. I have enough lives so that even if I die, I should still be able to get through the run. I don't need to identify presents because I know what they all are. That's the guy who identifies presents for you. And I shouldn't need to kill any enemies on the screen because if I have items that make me run faster, I should be able to avoid them like that. And right now I'm promoting. You might have noticed before that it said Toejam is a wiener. That's like the base level that you're at. And every time that you either explore a part of the map or open up a present, you get points. And when you hit certain check marks, then you'll promote. And promoting will increase your health, and then every 3 promotions, you'll get an extra life. And that actually really sucks. I want to avoid the extra life because you have to stand still while you receive it. And there's the wizard that heals you for $1, but I don't need that. So here's the big randomness in the run. Whoa, that was extremely good luck. Okay, so there's an item called doorways, and when you open them, there's a doorway that appears by you, and you will randomly port to some spot on the map. And where you get teleported changes every single frame. And I'm pretty sure, like I only did a little bit of like tool-assisted testing of this. I think that the RNG cycles from when you turn on the system. So there's no realistic way to manipulate it throughout a run. And you can go anywhere on the map when you go through a doorway. You can get put on like a tiny island that you can't possibly get off, like way in the corner. And the most ideal thing would be to go through a doorway and go either to the elevator or to a ship piece. And that was totally perfect. So this was on pretty good pace. And you saw Santa out there. Santa's like a neutral Earthling. He's not necessarily good and not necessarily bad. When you see him rummaging through his gift sack, you can sneak up on him. And then if you touch him before he notices you, he'll drop some gifts. And that might sound like it's good, but he can drop bad gifts. So you can open up gifts that kill you instantly. You can open up gifts that hurt you. You can open up gifts that spawn enemies. And there's a really, really, really bad one called the randomizer, where it will randomize the contents of all your gifts and unidentify them for you. So everything that was in your inventory and everything that you pick up on the map, you no longer have any idea what it is. And that includes fixed mode. If you open up a randomizer on fixed mode, you lose all your progress, basically, in terms of present identification. So that's a really bad one. So when I see a Santa, I don't even bother on fixed. On random, it might be worth going for.
And on random, if you get the randomized, on random world, if you get the randomizer, that's like the worst thing ever, because you really are trying to get good presents in that run, but the randomizer just ruins it.
And for the rocket skates, those move me really, really quickly on large levels. But the thing is, you cannot stop moving with them, and you can't cancel them. So I want to use them in such a way that they run out right in front of whatever elevator I'm trying to go to. And those moles are probably the worst enemy in the game. If they touch you, they will loot some of your presents. And this route has a pretty tight route for present usage. So if they steal some of my high tops or my rocket skates, it's devastating. And there's a really bad combo, especially on floor 11, where there can be hula girls and moles next to each other. And the hula girls will make you dance randomly, and it's for like a random amount of time. So they can lock you down, and then a mole can come up and steal your gifts, and it just really sucks. And Santa's here twice. That's not very common. You can also hear a telephone. Telephones are not very good on fixed mode. What a telephone does is it will spawn randomly, and when you touch it, it'll show you a couple random squares elsewhere. And I barely avoided that telephone. And it's really just a time waster because I don't really need to see what the map looks like because I know where I'm going. And on random, it's actually pretty nice to, like if you touch a telephone, you might see the ship piece that you've been wandering around for. Telephones are like a really unfortunate run killer at times because if you're trying to navigate around a tight corner or on a narrow passageway, hitting a telephone can really interrupt your timing. So I've had some pretty good runs get destroyed by telephones. And here's 11. 11 is one of the scariest levels because, again, it's got that hula girl and mole combo that I'm really afraid of. And I'm also going to promote to Poindexter probably in the next 3 seconds. Let's see if I get it. When I promote is going to be based off of how many presents I've opened so far. There's the promotion. So what I want to do is when the fireworks stop, I want to be in midair. Otherwise, I'm going to be standing still for a bit. I just missed it. Oh, no.
You got the mole ready to pounce.
Yeah, so I'm really glad I got that item. It was a safe strat to go out of the way to grab that boombox. I would have been screwed if I didn't grab that. So I was actually debating not getting that boombox, but I'm glad I got it. So I'm safe for now.
Yeah, the boombox is cool. When you use it, it makes all the enemies just stop and dance. You know, they're just drawn to the music.
Yeah, and I wanted this to be pretty interesting with the variants because if all you do is just go from point A to point B, that's too simple. So even though I'm on fixed mode, I wanted there to be a couple wacky things that could happen. So I'm going to try to avoid safe strats and see if I can get a nice good run. And the fact that I got amazing doorway luck on floor 6 makes me pretty optimistic about this. The big thing that I want to do is I want to beat my time from AGDQ 2012. I got squished by the herd of nerds. It's a little bit of a time lost. Okay, I ran this at AGDQ 2012, and I think I got a 26 something. And that run was a little bit of a train wreck. I had a lot of stuff go wrong. So as long as I can beat that time, I think I'll be happy. The world record for this right now is 1953. 5 or 6. I actually said it yesterday doing practice runs. It used to be 2051 by Insipid Mucky Water, and that's the time that's on SDA. And his run does not use any doorways. Wow, I'm getting really good doorway luck. This is way rarer than it looks.
That's so close.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. This is pretty good pace. So his time was a 2051, and he did not use any doorways. His route was actually pretty different from mine, like the present usage and even the paths that he takes throughout the levels. Because what I do is I'll use rocket skates, and since they have a set time, I'm rocket skating for a certain duration, I'll use the extra duration to get doorways that are slightly off the path. And that's not happening here on this level. I am going out of the way, but only to get these high tops. And they should run out right before the elevator. So that's normal, but there's other levels where I'll get doorways that are out of the way. And he doesn't even pick up the doorways, so I just hope to get lucky, I suppose. The run itself is not terribly technically demanding. It's mostly just playing pretty good and thinking on your feet and getting lucky. I don't know, just a dice roll, pretty much. There's that opera singer. She's the one who you pay $3 to in order to kill all the enemies on screen. But I should not ever need that. And I don't know if you would consider this an Earthling. You can order presents. I'm going to order some Icarus wings. Those are really important to the route. There's some fake mailboxes that are scattered throughout the game, and they're extremely powerful, and they pretty much combo you. Combat in this game is a little bit wonky. I mostly am going to want to be avoiding enemies. The game gives you very limited abilities to fight back. There's 3 items you can use that directly damage enemies, and that's tomatoes, slingshots, which shoot tomatoes farther than than tomatoes, because normally you only throw them if you have tomatoes. And then there's a 3rd item called Tomato Rain, which randomly drops tomatoes throughout the screen. So most enemies have quite a lot of HP, and they're kind of hard to kill. And tomatoes are sort of squirrely. It's kind of hard to aim them properly. So combat in this game is better to just avoid enemies. But they can still be really damaging because most enemies, if they hit you, there's no hit stun or invincibility frames. So they just sort of push you with damage. And if they happen to be moving in a way that is like where you need to go, sometimes you can get comboed really hard by them. There's some enemies that squish you, so like the nerd herd that I got squished by earlier, and the hamster balls and the phantom ice cream truck. You'll see those later. Those enemies squish you, which isn't the worst to get hit by.
We have quite the backlog of donations here, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So we have $100 here from the odd one, says Toejam and Earl Hype. We have $20 here from The Sanguinist, says Panic on Funkatron. We have $20 here from Josh G, says shout out to Peaches for running my favorite game of all time. Yeah, all right. We have $50 from The Heriter, says Toejam, what were you thinking? And we have $50 here from SN64, says shoutouts to Peaches and the rest of my cool and good speedrunning friends from Tyrone. Here's hoping to excellent doorway luck and no backup plan trips to level 0.
Thanks, Tyrone.
Thank you, Tyrone. Yeah, there's a hidden level 0 that if you fall off of a tiny corner in floor 1, you go to the secret level that gives you a 1-up. And then if you fall off level 0, you go to the highest level that you have been to. So if I had to go to level 0, that would be a huge, huge backup. Are there any more donations?
Sure. So we have $10 here from Agort. Says this is my first of what will be many donations. I always try to donate during Sega Genesis titles. Was a big fan of them growing up and to this day. Great to see them get obliterated. Good luck on all the runs. Oh, and save time, kill the animals.
Yeah, I think this is a title. A lot of the people who like it really played it when they were a kid and just got that huge nostalgia factor. It's such a unique, funky game.
That's why a lot of people were excited about the sequel coming up that got Kickstarted.
Yeah, I did want to talk about that. There was a Kickstarter initiative for a new game to be made, similar to the first one. And whoa, there's someone blocking my way. Get out of the way! All right, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay. What floor am I going to need to use stuff on next? That's super unfortunate. So there was an invisible enemy there, and he was blocking my way. That means I'm just going to have to walk for a bit. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to get squished and probably die. That's fine. It's better than flying off the stage. When enemies block your path and you're using rocket skates, you'll pick a random direction to go. And it probably looked like I was just running in circles, but there was a boogeyman there who I couldn't move past. And that was just a doorway, so I've had really good doorway luck so far, so I can do without a doorway. Anyway, back to the game, the Kickstarter. So they're making a new one, and they raised a whole bunch of money. It was like they raised over $500,000 in the span of the Kickstarter. And they want it to be like the first one. They talked about how the second and third games, they were sort of pressured to make it a certain way, or of a certain genre, because the second and third games are quite different in terms of style and gameplay from this one. So I was really excited about it, and I was really looking forward to all the new features and art style and stuff. Like, it looks really cool. You should check it out. It's called Toejam and Earl Back in the Groove. And I noticed on the Kickstarter that the developers are really, really open to feedback and talking to the community. And I thought that was really great. And so I contacted them about SGDQ. And I asked if maybe they could do some commentary, or if they wanted to provide some artwork or something like that. And Greg Johnson from the developer team, he said he couldn't necessarily commit to doing commentary, unfortunately, but he did provide some really, really cool prizes. I don't know if those have been able to get shown on stream or anything, but the figurines from the Kickstarter program, he donated 6 sets of those, which is very, very awesome and very gracious of him. So thank you, Greg, for that.
On that topic, actually, so if you donate a minimum of $10 during Toejam and Earl, you are entered in the raffle for those figurines.
Yeah, and it's not only the figurines. Is the art on there too?
Let me check.
Oh. I knew it. I'm not going to risk it.
It appears to just be the figurines.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you guys later about adding the art, possibly.
Sure.
Anywho, so yeah, please donate if you want a chance at those figurines, because they look awesome. They're really cool. I hope the pictures got in time. It was like a buzzer beater. It was like 3 days before the marathon started. I got the okay from him to add those.
We have $20 here from Gintolin. Says, love TJ&E. Can't wait for the new one. Thank you everyone at GDQ for raising money for charity in the most entertaining ways.
Those ice cream trucks, they're really scary. They're, I believe, the fastest enemy in the game, and they just randomly will disappear and reappear all over the place. So
yeah,
and they deal a ton of damage too. So they're very dangerous.
Yeah, they move really fast. I don't think you can even outrun them with the high tops. You pretty much need rocket skates. Well, so if you have rocket skates, you're invincible. Excuse me, you're invincible to enemy damage. You are also invincible if you use Icarus wings to get in midair. But otherwise, if you just have high tops, they can chase you down and squish you. I really hope that dentist is not on my way on the way back.
We have $35 from Anonymous. It says, it's always a pleasure to watch you guys do your runs and display the great sense of togetherness in the community, which is by far my favorite part of the whole event. Let's beat our donation total from last year.
So I'm a present short because I get really good doorway luck on 6 that put me next to the ship piece instead of a pair of rocket skates that I usually get. But I have some doorways, so if I get really lucky on doorways, this could be a really, really good time. If I get bad doorways, rip.
We have $50 from Anonymous. It says, Peaches, GLHF, from your friends back at work.
Who is that from?
Anonymous.
Okay. Oh, this is bad. I'm really scared of this doorway. I'm just going to go over here and open up another one. All right, I'll take that.
All right.
That could have been really bad.
We have $10 from Toad Decimals. It says, can we add the weird side-scrolling sequel?
Those doorways just really like dropping you off right by the elevator.
Yeah, it's been pretty good luck. Like, incredibly good luck. Let's see if my luck holds. No, but that's fine.
We have $25 from Ryujin. It says, shoutouts to SGDQ 2015 and the work they put in to benefit great causes like Doctors Without Borders. Looking forward to Tetris Grandmaster, showcase later tonight. P.S. You should never let Earl drive. Why'd you let Earl drive?
Okay, I think there's some high tops really close to here. Normally I'm like done at this level, so I don't need to worry about any of the presents, but that was a unique improvisation there. I'm just about ready on time. Get ready, and time. Can I ask what the time was?
It was like 1855.
What? No way.
1857.
18?
What?
Okay, that's way too fast. If that's really an 18, that's crazy. I got really good luck, but so no one knows what the time was. Okay, there's a pretty good chance I was world record, but who knows?
Yeah.
I got really good luck. I got really good luck on almost all my doorways, so that could have been. But anywho, that's Toejam and Earl. So now that I made my ship, I fly back home. The credits play. There's Greg Johnson. Thank you, Greg Johnson. And yeah, then you go back home to Funkatron. I guess since I'm pretty far ahead, do I have a minute or two to show off like the ending, I guess? A little bit of time? Okay. What's it? Okay, sure. All right. And I guess while I'm on my way, I guess I want to say hi to a couple of people who are probably watching. I want to say a shout out to Sam, Rami, Dante, Jeff, Colleen, Brett, all my friends at CBAM, and anyone else from work who might be watching. Whoever that anonymous person was, thank you. And here I am back on my home planet of Funkatron, and there's like a golden road that takes me back to my hometown, I guess. There's no presence, there's no map, but you can talk to your fellow aliens. You can say hi to everyone. Brack.
The little alien dogs all say Brack.
Cool spot, so it's looking good. Jolly good show. And at the end of the road, taking a shortcut here, speedrun strats. Finally, you meet back up with Earl. He says, "What took you so long?" And then you talk to your family, and they say, "Bust a move, Toejam," and that's the end. So there you go. I guess I'll be done. Thank you guys for watching. That was
Good run.
That was a ridiculously good run. I'm really curious to know what the time was. There's a pretty good chance that beat my record. I just got lucky, I guess. So, anywho, I'll be done. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon.
All right, here, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, so we're back. So we have a couple donations here. We have an interview coming up with Peaches in a few moments. Just do a couple donations ahead of time. So we have $10 from Jackie Joe 07. Says, love Toejam and Earl. It's the embodiment of the 90s to me. We have $30 from the Pain Whale. Says, so many nice memories of this game and good doorway luck to you, Peaches. We have $50 from Emery Jordan. Says, oh man, I didn't know about the Toejam and Earl Kickstarter. Thanks for that info. $10 from Mr. Z-Bub. Says, Peaches is a Poindexter. Okay, so we have an interview here with Studio and Peaches.
Okay, I think we're live. All right, so I'm being joined by Peaches. You just saw him do a Toejam and Earl run. This guy's been around for a long time. You mentioned you did a run back in 2012, but you've also run stuff like Doom 64, Catechumen, which is a fantastic indie PC game, Prayer Warrior, also a fantastic indie PC game, Blastcore, and like there's tons of variety in these runs. Like Blastcore is intense. Toejam and Earl has a certain calmness, and like you said, it's not the most technical. How do you choose your games?
So a really big majority of the games that I run are all games that I really liked as a kid. And I think that just has to do with, because speedrunning, you have to play the games over and over and over. So you have to really, really like the game. And I guess it's partially the nostalgia factor. So if there's a game that I ran as a kid that I really liked, and it seems to be sort of conducive to speedrunning, then I'll probably give it a shot. So a pretty good majority of the runs that I do are games that I loved as a kid. There's a couple exceptions, but yeah, most of them are childhood favorites.
And like I noticed you really get into them too. Like you knew your Toejam and Earl. And if I ask you about Quest 64,
oh yeah,
you may not be Kurt Q in the technical knowledge, but you got that game on the back of your hand. Is that just another way to like kind of get into the game?
Yeah, I would say. I guess it just has to do with, if it's your favorite game, that's a way to just get a whole bunch more replay out of it. Yeah. And it's really fun to learn more about it. And I don't know, if it's a game you're passionate about, you're probably going to want to know every nook and cranny of it. Especially for a game like Toejam and Earl, where if I take a doorway and it puts me somewhere where I didn't expect, I'm going to have to think on the fly. So I was trying to make myself as familiar with the game as possible.
So with that, like, what's one of the most common questions people hear? It's always like, what's the first game? What's my first speedrun? Well, what do you say to people who ask you that? Because I'm assuming you get that a lot.
Yeah, just whatever your favorite game is. My first one was Blastcore, and then I just kind of branched out from there. And the first thing I thought was like, well, what are my favorite games? From there I went to like Kid Chameleon, Fantasy Zone, all these games that they're not that popular, but they're games that I really liked. So I would say if you're getting into speedrunning and you want to give it a shot, just pick your favorite game, because there's very few games that you like can't really speedrun. People even speedrun games that are kind of, auto-scrollers or like games that you might not think are able to be speedrun, but there's still a lot.
How many like 14-hour JRPG speedruns are there? Like we have people that have ran Legend of Dragoon, and I liked it when I was young, but they really liked it, and if they still have fun, why stop?
And my first Quest 64 low percent run was like 13.5 hours, so.
I remember April 1st run where you just had the control stick.
Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah. God, I was trying to think of. And like you have fun doing it. I think that's a big thing. I watch you speedrun, Fantasy Zone. You reset within the first 7 seconds. 40, 50 times. Probably exaggerating, but I've definitely seen 20-time resets in a row.
Yeah.
And but it's fun, isn't it?
It is. It is. And I guess it helps that Fantasy Zone is not only a 4-minute game, but also when you reset, it's just like one frame. Like title screen, hit start, there you go. So yeah, I don't know. It's a really fun way to pass the time. And when you're really into a game, like you just lose track of time. You can just reset over and over, and it's fun.
See, like I see it like, we know this, grinding in like League of Legends, like we've done the solo grind before.
Yeah.
And like, are you gonna get anything out of it? I don't think we're going pro.
Probably not.
Probably not. But you still it's still fun. You're still building towards getting better. And it's like that same feeling with speedrun. You just do it by yourself most of the time.
Yeah, and it's a really good way, like I said, to get some extra replay out of a game where once you beat it, like you can set your own challenges and push yourself further, like more than the game would otherwise. And it's a really rewarding way to get more out of a game that you like.
All right. Well, Peaches, I think we're going to go ahead and cut the interview. It looks like they're almost set up over on the stream side. So any last words for the people watching at home?
Just thanks for watching. Like, I haven't had quite as much time to speedrun lately just because I've been real busy with work and real life comes up and, you know, but it's really fun to be able to come here and just show off something that I'm really passionate about. So thank you for watching and please enjoy because I love this hobby.
Me too. All right, we're gonna pass it back to the host, see how they're doing, and yeah, thanks, Peaches.
Thank you.
All right, so it seems like we're